Hello, friends. Welcome to another live stream. I hope that everyone has been well. I apologize for the confusion. I originally was going to do the live stream yesterday on Saturday, but then I switched it to Sunday. So hopefully that didn't confuse too many people. Hello, welcome. I am working on another marker portrait. And for those of you who have seen my most recent YouTube video, I had worked on this portrait here of Itadori Yuji from the anime Jujutsu Kaisen. Hello, hello, hello. I hope that everyone is having a good Sunday. I apologize if my energy levels are a little bit lower today. I am kind of sleepy and I just very, very quickly drank my coffee. So hopefully that kicks in and I can get a little more pep. Hello, hello. I am good. I'm sleepy, a little sleepy, hoping my coffee kicks in. I also have been dealing with seasonal allergies, so hopefully my allergy medication kicks in as well. I'm a little bit stuffy. But yeah, I hope everyone is having a good Sunday. Sleepy Queen, Sleepy Queen, take a nap. It's okay. I slept in pretty decently this morning, or this afternoon, morning. I don't know. So I think it's okay. I hope you feel better. Thank you. It's okay. I'm just like a little sleepy and a little bit like stuffy from my allergies, but overall I'm feeling fine. Sleepy Sunday stream. Yeah, I've never had live stream on a Sunday before. I usually do Friday or Saturday. So, yeah, I'm just letting people kind of come into the live stream before I actually start getting into the drawing here. Hello, everyone. God bless you all this beautiful Sunday. Yes, yes. I need more coffee for sure. Yeah, I thought about doing another coffee, like drinking off coffee while I streamed, but I decided that one coffee was good enough for today and I have my water. Everyone, make sure you have hydration of some sort with you. Get cozy. For those of you who might not have been to my live streams before, I usually stream for quite a while, like two to 3 hours, sometimes a little more. So get cozy and get your art supplies out, your crafts, and we can dive in together. So I think a lot of people have kind of jumped in now. My alarm is starting to go off in 6 hours, but we can be sleepy queens together. Aw. Good morning. Have you taken your allergy pills? I did. I did take my allergy pills. Yes, art date. Okay. Theme is blah, 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 words. Seems like we're rolling now. People are here. So this is going to be, I'm a bake chocolate chip cookies. Ooh, that sounds delicious. So yeah, the portrait that I'm going to be working on today is going to be in a similar style to this one that you see here. This is Itadori Yuji from Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm going to be working on another one. I have done a few portraits of these characters before. So we've got Gojo, we've got Megumi, and we've got Nobra. And today I am going to be working on Nanami. Where is... I commissioned someone to make me a sketchbook, and it just came in. Ooh, that's so exciting. Handmade sketchbooks are so special. I have a few myself. So this is what we're going to be working on today. This is Nanami, and I made a poll on my Instagram community tab asking people to vote in on which character they wanted to see. So Nanami was the winner. Sukuna was a close runner-up. And then the other options were Maki and Geto. So did you listen to Jungkook's new song? I did. I saw it this morning and listened to it. It was so sweet and was a great way to start my morning. It was very wholesome and soothing. I had a very BTS-filled day yesterday, actually. It was a good day. There was like a number of different events happening in the city to celebrate the 9-year kind of anniversary of BTS. And there was like special drinks and stuff. And decor at these like cafes and bubble tea shops. It was so cute. I made a couple stories on my Instagram. It was very, very sweet. I'm hungry now. I want chocolate chip cookies. I've been craving sweets lately. So yesterday at one of the cafes that were doing like a BTS themed kind of day, we got some I got like a mousse cake thing. And yeah, it was good. And I had a little like photo cards. I ended up getting Jungkook, which was perfect because he's my bias. So I was very happy about that. Who's your bias? Mine are the Kim line. Oh, yes. I mean, honestly, with BTS, it's like there's never a wrong answer because I love them all. But Jungkook's always been the one that kind of stood out for me from the very beginning. I would say Jimin's my bias wrecker, as they say. So I picked out a few colors prior to starting the stream, and I'm trying to decide. I think so. This color here, the eggshell white, I thought I was going to use for his like base skin tone. But Nanami is pretty pale, so I think this color actually might be too dark for him. So I'm going to refer to my swatch card or swatch page at the front here of my sketchbook to pick something else, because yeah, that color is a little bit too deep, I think, for him. I'm gonna try maybe, let's see. I think I used R19 when I did the other portrait, so maybe I'll just go with that. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. And I've been debating on whether or not I want to use a pink or like this orangey color as like the highlight. I used the orange, like peachy color on UG. So I don't know, I think it might be fun to mix it up and do a pink this time for Nanami, just to switch it up. But his color palette is quite earthy, so I wonder if the pink is going to be too, might not make sense. So maybe it might be a safer call to go with this one. Maybe I will go in with the base skin tone to start and then work from there. Deep blue background. Yeah, I'm thinking for him, definitely I want to do a dark background for sure, since he has light hair and like a light jacket. So either like a dark blue or maybe a dark green, because his tie is like kind of a greeny yellowy color. So we'll see. We'll background we'll get to in a bit. This makes me want to draw. Yay, you should. Any OT7 army here? I mean, I would like to think that there's lots in the chat. That jawline though, right? I knew I had to make sure that the jawline was sharp. But yeah, for the past like couple of months, all of my live streams have been using paint markers, so it was time to bust out my alcohol markers for a stream, since I think it's something that a lot of people enjoy watching. And today I'm actually sitting for once for a stream. I normally stand, but because I'm so sleepy, I was like, let's be real, let's sit. So I got a stool. So I might be kind of figuring out the best seating situation for me. But anyway, the baseline work is looking awesome. Thank you. Yeah, I really want to make sure I did him justice. This is my second time drawing him, technically. The first time I drew him actually was for a 6 fan arts video. Let me show you. In this sketchbook, look at all the fun stickers, right? Where is it? Slight impromptu sketchbook tour. Oh wait, no, it's not in here. I lied. Sorry. I don't know where it is actually. I did it on a separate piece of paper for a video. I don't know where that is. That was anticlimactic. Sorry, guys. I normally do the 6 fan arts in my sketchbook, but when I did the 6 fan arts that included Nanami, it was for an ArtX sponsored video, and so I had used the ArtX sketchbook paper, or not sketchbook, like loose paper pad or something. So the Nanami portrait is in there somewhere, alas. But I did post it on my Instagram, so in any case, we are going to fill in the base skin tone here. And then I definitely know I want the one highlight color to be blue or like a teal, so I'll do that, and then I'll decide on the peach or the pink for the other side. Your voice is so relaxing. Oh, yay. I'm glad. Cheekbones sharper than a knife. Absolutely. He is very angular, very sharp. Are you caught up on the JJK manga? I'm not actually. I was reading it and I got pretty far, and then it was getting really stressful. I do know a lot of major spoilers though, so I'm like not emotionally prepared to dive into the manga, I think, knowing all these spoilers, which I'm not mad about in terms of like, I'm someone who actually doesn't mind spoilers a lot of the times because it just allows me to, yeah, prepare myself when things get intense. I know a lot of people don't like spoilers though, so I won't say anything. But I do know that the manga has gotten pretty intense in the last couple of arcs. Okay, I think I always like go around the lips and then end up just being like, wait, I'm gonna cover them up anyway. Or go over it with this. Although I should have left a little highlight for the lip there. That's okay. Yay, Tina, so glad I made it. About to churn some honey lavender ice cream and then I'll draw along. Oh my gosh, that sounds delicious. Honey lavender ice cream. Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Also, very cool that you churn your own ice cream. Let me see, how do I want to do this? I think I'll do it like that. I didn't make too much of a plan on the hand here in terms of what I wanted to color in. I like knowing what happens and everyone thinks I'm nuts, right? Like I get so emotionally invested in the like stories that I consume, and so I like being prepared if something major is going to happen. Yeah, I have a lot of people in my life who tell me that is really bizarre, and they think that, you know, my me wanting to know spoilers is like ruining the experience or taking away from the experience, but that's just the way that I operate. Okay, very nice, very nice. I like being emotionally devastated without warning. You're living on the edge, man. Oh, I'm drinking water. Everyone drink water. I love doing fan art, but I hate my art style, so I end up just copying the reference. Did you ever go through that while developing your art? Yeah, actually, that was kind of how like a big chunk of my early art journey began, was just yeah, copying the reference image like really closely, and then from there, you kind of learn, and when you copy from like various different styles, you kind of pick and choose like what you like and what you don't like, and slowly, you know, all of these influences and inspirations that you have kind of go into a melting pot, and then eventually your own art style will emerge. So it's definitely not a bad thing to, you know, use that as a point of practice, like a place to kind of get started. So just, you know, so long as you're obviously crediting where credit is due, if you are using someone else's work as heavy reference. Also, I just want to say that your use of color is so inspiring. I always love your color palette selections. Thank you. I'm glad. Even in Attack on Titan, I knew what was going to happen, but still cried like 10 times. Oh my gosh, actually, that is the perfect example. Attack on Titan was exactly one of the animes where I like read a million spoilers, because I knew going into it that everyone was talking about how there is a lot of character deaths and really kind of major things happen. So I was like, I'm like, who do I need to like not put too much investment in, because I know that they're going to die like early on or whatever. So yeah, I definitely looked up spoilers for that. Okay. I think I'll do the blue coming from this side, and then a warm color coming from this end. That's what I did with Itadori here. So we're gonna do that as well for Nanami. One anime that I didn't look up spoilers for, because I didn't know it was going to be an emotional ride roller coaster, was Given, and I went into it thinking it was going to be like this like sweet, wholesome, lighthearted series, and while it was sweet and wholesome, it was also very, very sad, and had some kind of devastating character moments. So I was very emotionally distraught when I watched that one. I didn't know what was to come, but it is a beautiful, beautiful anime. And I like read some of the manga, but haven't gone too far in it. Sorry if I'm a little bit sniffly. My seasonal allergies. I prefer manga for that reason. Feels easier to take a pause if it gets too emotional. That's true. I think when I watch anime, I do sometimes sometimes if I need a moment, I will pause. The only anime I've ever cried to is Orange. I've watched over 100 anime. I've never heard of Orange. What's your opinion on Stranger Things? I did watch the newest season, so I'm all caught up now. I thought it was entertaining. I do think that, and I talked about this in my previous live stream, but I do think that I will always love the first season the most, because as each season has progressed, which, you know, usually happens with any series, is that we've introduced so many new characters that we're not getting to spend as much time with like the core cast, which is kind of what made the show so successful, and what I really loved about the show was the interaction and dynamic between the OG crew. And while there are like a lot of new character additions that I do really like, I do think that there was just like too many plot lines and locations happening, which made it feel a little bit disjointed. And I prefer like spending more time with fewer characters so that they really get to shine. But I will say I really loved that Max got to really, really shine this season so far. I thought her kind of story was probably my favorite in season 4 thus far. Using the famous Prismacolor Kohl Erase Carmine Red pencil for my sketch. Yes, it is kind of famous, honestly. Like, I personally use it all the time, and I feel like a lot of other artists that I follow really enjoy it as well. There's something just really nice about it. Like, the Scarlet Red is a little bit more orange. So I've discovered that, yeah, I prefer the Carmine, which is this one here. It leans a bit more like a true red, or like a warmer, no, a cooler red, I guess. But yeah, it's mine. This one is like, again, kind of small, so I have like a pencil extender for it. It is my favorite. I've been using it for sketching for a long, long time. I finally got to come to one of your lives. Yay, I'm glad. Yeah, I wonder if maybe Sunday helps, you know, people who don't normally get to make my live streams to be able to come to one, because I normally do Fridays or Saturdays. So yeah, we're switching it up today. We're doing a Sunday, which in the grand scheme of things, I guess makes sense because Sundays are generally a pretty chill time for people, and maybe more people are like chilling at home doing random stuff. So hopefully I can be good company for you this chill Sunday. Okay, so let's see. Let's do that. All right, so the next thing is, do I want to use the orange or do I want to use the pink for the highlight on the other side of him here? Maybe I will put in the other colors that are going to be part of his portrait here, and then I can see how I feel about it. I picked these out earlier, so this is going to be, I think, the base color for his tie, and then this will be the shirt. And this is going to be probably his blazer suit jacket thing, which is like a gray. I think, honestly, it feels like the safer choice to go with the orange, I think. The pink feels a little bit too... Yeah, the pink kind of feels a bit... doesn't blend in as nicely, I think. So we're gonna go with this peach color instead. He looks pretty. Yay, thank you. Hot Man 5000. Yes, I do love drawing handsome anime men. I want to draw, but I don't know what to draw. Do you have any suggestions? Yeah, maybe draw your favorite character currently. And if you're not into drawing people, maybe a photograph of a photo that you took recently. I really love this color, this peachy color. What is it called? Mellow Peach is the title of the color. I really like it. It's just a very fun highlighter color. The sketchbook I'm using is by Ohuhu. All of the art supplies that I'm using is linked and listed in the description. Do I want to do it? Yeah, I think we'll get it like that. I'm late. Aw, you're not too late, actually. I've only been streaming for 24 minutes, which is not that late. in the grand scheme of how long my live streams are usually. Okay, so let's... I didn't plan the hair too much in advance, so I'm just sort of going in kind of haphazardly, but that's kind of the way that I operate with hair a lot of the times. Okay, do I want to add, maybe I'll add it here a little bit. And a little bit on the... I don't remember if Nanami smokes. For some reason, I think like, you know, this businessman vibe that he gives off just makes me think that he smokes, but I'm not sure if he does. But at least I took a chance and I added that in for his character anyway. Okay, so now that is done. Let's fill in his hair, which is like a sandy, dirty blonde. Do you draw every day, and do you draw on more than one piece at a time? I don't technically draw every day. I wish I did, but sometimes I'm just not in the mood, or sometimes I don't have time to, just because, you know, as much as I would love to spend most of my time drawing, I do have a lot of other tasks that need to get done throughout the week. So some days I'll spend most of the day like editing YouTube videos or working on shop stuff or Patreon stuff. So don't draw every day, unfortunately. There's been like many times I try to get into that habit. Like I'm like, okay, maybe I'll set aside, you know, at least like 10-15 minutes every morning to start my day with sketching or something, which sounds really nice in theory, but just doesn't always happen, unfortunately. But and yeah, like I said, sometimes I'm just not in the mood to draw. I will probably end up making his eyebrows a lot darker than this, but we're gonna fill them in anyway for now. Okay. Lately, I haven't been making art because I feel like I have to impress the people around me, and it makes me anxious to draw. Have you ever experienced this, and how do you get over it? Yeah, I definitely experience that pretty often, especially now that making art is my full-time job. So, and especially having, you know, an audience and a Patreon, it really does put a lot of pressure on everything that I make. So I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's hard. It can be hard for sure. But I think something that I am often reminding myself of is that the reason why I make art or started making art in the first place was because I really enjoy it. Baseline, you know, like at the end of the day, I really like making art and I find it fun and fulfilling. And so if you just remind yourself of why you started making art in the first place and try to focus in on that, then that's the most important thing, because it's like making art is very personal, and whether or not you have an audience or not, like art should be for you at the end of the day. So it's you know, easier said than done to, you know, say like ignore other people and don't worry about what they think, but yeah, it's it's an ongoing journey for sure. I kind of go through ebbs and flows with it. Sometimes I'm like I really feel the pressure about, how other people are going to think, or get really fixated on the performance numbers or whatever of a post, but you just got to step back and enjoy the process and remember why you make art in the first place. Yay, I finally made a live stream. Gonna grab my sketchbook. I'm on day 7 of the 100-day head challenge. Ooh, good for you. That's amazing. I've been seeing a lot of artists do the 100 head challenge, and I'm so impressed because it just seems like such a daunting task. I mean, I mostly draw portraits, so I'm sure that I do draw quite a number of portraits to begin with, but there's something about committing to 100 heads sounds, it just sounds so intense, but that's a really great way to keep yourself motivated and to kind of have some, like a project to keep up with, because, yeah, sometimes like we start the day and we're like, I want to draw, but I don't know what I want to draw. So having like a challenge like that kind of removes the guesswork in terms of you're not spending time figuring out what you want to draw, since you already kind of set out to do this thing. So that's awesome. Did I make I think I might have made the jacket a little bit dark, but when we start adding in like darker tones, it might end up looking lighter than we think. So let's see. The next thing would be, the tie and then the shirt. I'm wondering if this shirt color is too dark. That's okay. I'll go with it. I'll go with it. The light looks so cool. Yay, thank you. I'm in the process of trying to put together an art portfolio for college. Do you have any advice for that? Also, thank you for being such a big inspiration. Thank you so much for saying that. The thing about art portfolios, I mean, every college and university is going to have different requirements. So I definitely would say to make sure that you're curating your portfolio for the program or the school that you're applying to, because from what I remembered, different programs and different schools would require different things. And so you definitely want to make sure that your portfolio is curated to suit what you're applying for, because I definitely don't think that there's a one size fits all in that kind of scenario. So, and also don't put all your eggs in one basket. Definitely apply to more than one place. That also looks too dark. I may have chosen my colors too quickly. Let's see. Let's go to the beginning here, the swatch sheet, and I might try and find a different blue for the shirt, potentially. So the color that I have here that I picked was this PB6, which is this one. But honestly, like, there isn't anything quite like this. Maybe the B64 is like marginally lighter. Let's see. B64. Let's see what this color looks like. Pretty, really close. I think it is technically a teeny bit lighter, so we'll go with that. With the green tie, I would definitely make the jacket darker. Yeah, I do think that the tie looks really dark right now. I So this is the character here. His jacket is really, really light, and the tie definitely ended up being a little bit dark. So what I might end up doing is I might be able to use a colored pencil to lighten up the tie a little bit. So we'll see what everything looks like with this blue shirt and go from there. I do think that the peach was the right choice for the highlight color. For the other portraits that I did in this series, I used or I made up like the outfits like to fit this kind of idol K-pop, J-pop vibe. But Nanami's character design is already wearing a suit, so I felt like it was it made more sense just to stick with his actual character design. Plus I decided to go without his like goggle glasses, so I think keeping his character design in terms of his clothes the same will make sure that his character stays recognizable, because he doesn't have quite as distinctive like hair in the way that the other characters do. He actually looks, him and Lloyd from Spy Family look really similar, which are two characters that I like a lot, so it's kind of funny. I'm in art college, and the main thing I found is they want quantity over quality. They're looking more for what your interests are and ideas are, and the skills can come after. Oh, interesting. That's definitely good advice to have from someone who's actually in art college now, because I I haven't been in college for a while. Lloyd is one of my many husbands. Yes, very relatable. And Lloyd specifically would make a great husband, as we've seen in the show so far. Okay. Time to drink water. Everybody drink your water. Very important to stay hydrated. I am back. Oh, the drawing is looking really good so far. Yay, thank you. Literally obsessed with Lloyd Forger. I love that we're all collectively standing Lloyd Forger. I think the cool colored background gonna look nice with this vibe. Yeah, I think I do think definitely we'll go with a cool colored background, and probably dark, since this is gonna be dark. Or this is dark, I mean. And then like his hair and the jacket are light, so a dark background will help differentiate everything. And I think it will also give it like a really moody vibe, which will suit his expression that I got here. And let's do his eyes. His eyes are just like a brown, like a light-ish brown, I think. So let's take a look at my swatch sheet again. Sometimes I think it'd be helpful to have a swatch sheet that isn't inside my sketchbook, but that's okay. All right, let's see. Eye color. Maybe this E220. E220. Here we go. Happy Pride Month. Yeah, absolutely. Any tips on how to start an art challenge? I was wanting to do a Julie. I would say to try to set like realistic expectations for yourself. I find that with art challenges, we get really ambitious with what we want to achieve, and then if we don't achieve them, then it's like really discouraging and less likely to see it through. So, for example, I oftentimes in October I would do like my own drawing prompt challenge throughout the month. And initially, like way back in the day, I wanted to do every day, but the caliber of work that I was making just required way more time and effort to be able to sustainably do a full-blown illustration every day. So like over the years, I trimmed down how many I would commit to. I think I had trimmed it down to like 20 something, and then even more so to like 12, because I really wanted to, yeah, like make like quality work. And so you just have to be realistic on what you think you're going to be capable of, and what fits into your schedule. And if you don't end up being able to commit to the exact drawing per day quota or whatever it is that you set out to do, try not to be too hard on yourself. Like, I think um we're pretty hard on ourselves if we don't achieve the things that we set out to do. So ultimately, you want to still enjoy the process and not resent resent it. So just be prepared for taking a break, or just something taking longer than you think it will. That's something that happens to me almost all the time. Things often always end up taking longer than I think it will. Okay, I think we want the blue highlight on the cigarette there, so let's do that. And I think I'm gonna fill in the rest. Was it eggshell that I used? Yeah, I think so. I'm just gonna fill this in like that. Dang, that man you're drawing is beautiful. Thank you. Yes, it is Nanami from the anime and manga Jujutsu Kaisen. One of my faves right now. Highly recommend if you're into action, fantasy, anime. Okay. Cool. So all the base colors are in now. Let's go in with some secondary layers. What was I using? Eggshell white. Was that what I was? Sure, I don't remember. So now I'm going in. Oh, actually, no. I think I want to choose, maybe I want to choose a dark, like a significantly darker color for some more shadowy bits. When I did Yuji, I used like this pinky purple combo. So I think with our boy here, I might do the same. Let's see. Back to the swatch sheet at the front. Have you ever heard of Chainsaw Man? I'm excited for the anime to come out this year. Yeah, I've heard so many things about Chainsaw Man, or I guess I should say I've been hearing a lot of people talk about it, but I actually don't really know a lot about it in terms of what the story is about. but I have seen the hype around the anime coming out. I'm definitely gonna check it out because I am kind of curious about the hype around it. EO50 maybe might be kind of cool, or maybe this YR070, just to switch it up. Normally I go for like purples and stuff for shadows, but I'm feeling adventurous. Let's see. Oh, that might be too... That might not be dark enough. I don't know. Let's see. We're living on the edge today. Oh yeah, this is like very bright. Let's see what it looks like after it like dries down though, so we'll see. Living on the edge. Okay. And the thing about like if I don't love the color choices that I made, oftentimes I'm able to kind of manipulate the color when I use the colored pencils on top. So it might look wild right now, but colored pencils usually help bring everything together. Hey, I'm new to anime. You got any recommendations? Yeah, I mean, I think for me, when people are really new to anime, I like to recommend Cowboy Bebop. Cowboy Bebop is like very... One, it's just iconic in general. Like the style is so great, the characters, and the universe that they built is very, very cool. It's like set in space and like in like way distant future, and it's like most of the episodes are like self-contained, and they just go on like really fun, cool adventures. And it's like a much more manageable one because it's like 20 something episodes, I think. It's like short and sweet. So I really like recommending that one. It's just kind of a staple, I feel like. And not not, you know, wildly different in terms of its approach to storytelling. Or no, its world is not like super wacky. Like it's very cool. And not entirely dissimilar to something you would kind of see in a live action, but it's better because it's animated. Do not watch the live action Cowboy Bebop. And then I also really like recommending Death Note. It's also like not super long. Like I think it's maybe 50 episodes or something like that. And it's like kind of more detective, psychological thriller vibes. That one's very good. And then my all-time favorite is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. That one is also like 50, 60 episodes and really cool, interesting plot, characters, story. Yeah, so those are my three kind of just general recommendations for new anime fans. Apologies again for my sniffliness. My seasonal allergies are still kicking in. What app do you watch anime on? I use Netflix and I use Crunchyroll. Netflix actually has been pretty good about having a decent selection of anime these days. I mean, it depends. It also probably depends on where you live in terms of what's available. But yeah, I use Crunchyroll as well. It's like really affordable. It's like in terms of in Canada anyway. So yeah, that's where I watch my anime. How do I want to do? Trying to decide if I want to use this kind of under the hand. I think I will, just because. And I'm kind of digging this orange. It's not something I've ever used before, I don't think, for shading like this, but it's pretty fun. Do I want to do the upper lip? I think so. Yeah. Oh, this looks fun. I'm digging this. Just had to pop in, but it's my birthday. Just wanted to say I love your art and you're such an inspiration. Aw, thank you. Happy birthday. That's very exciting. Have you watched Winx Club? I haven't actually. I really enjoy like animated cartoons that are not anime, but Winx Club was something that I never got into because I think I was a little bit older by the time it came out. But I know people really love it. I also feel like maybe a part of it too is I never really had like a fairy phase. I know a lot of people had like a fairy phase in their early kind of, youth. I was more of a vampire girl. Like in high school, I was like really, really into vampires. So that was kind of my mode. But I mean, I'm still kind of into vampires, honestly. Like, I still consume content that includes vampires. But I was, like, really, really into vampires back in the day. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go from here? Maybe I'll do a second pass on some of the hair. I'm eating kimchi with just plain rice. I mean, I'm sure it's pretty good. Winx, my gay awakening. That's amazing. I love that. I mean, makes sense. There's a lot of different flavors of characters, I guess. I think that's what's so great about series like that. It's just a great formula to have like a group of characters so that there's someone for something for everyone. Like, it kind of reminds me of, Sailor Moon, or even like the Spice Girls, where there's like 5 or so characters and they all have like a different vibe, so that everyone can identify with somebody. Okay, I think I'm gonna use the color that I did for his eyes, for his eyebrows, because I definitely prefer, especially when it's a blonde character or a character with light hair, I like giving them eyebrows that are a shade or so darker. And then I'll do a second pass on the eyes here with the same marker. I just realized that I didn't leave highlights for the nose. I did that for this portrait, but I can go in with a paint marker later and add it in, but I forgot. Have you seen Rent a Girlfriend? I have not. Sounds interesting though. Have you watched the new season on Netflix, First Kill? I haven't seen that one either, actually. What's an anime that you think needs more hype? Ooh, actually, Samurai Champloo, I think. That one is early 2000s, I think, is when it came out. And I think it's great. And I'm surprised it doesn't have the same or similar hype as Cowboy Bebop. It's the same creator. And I really, really enjoy that one. So I do think that one is my vote for needing more hype. Okay, so what do I want to do from here? Oh, maybe we should pick a background color? Yeah. So we can go dark blue or we can go dark green. I might do, let's see, back to the swatch sheet at the front. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's see. This is the first time I've catched a live stream in a long time. I'm so happy. Yay, I'm glad you're able to make it. Maybe I'll pick, I'm thinking maybe I'll pick a color that is like blue but leans a little green. I think like this PB11 perhaps. And what I like about this color is that it's not like super bright, because we definitely don't want it to compete with our character here. So PB11, let's see, where is that? Wait, no, yeah, PB11, let's see. Am I going crazy? Where is it? Usually it doesn't take me this long to find a color. Oh, here. Okay, found it. The lid was deceiving. All right. Is this live going to stay in your channel? Yeah, pretty likely. For most of my live streams, I've been keeping them up on the channel. I've now made actually a playlist as well, so that it is easier for people to refer back to them if they want to watch old ones or they didn't get to finish watching a live stream. So, because I know a lot of people really like the live streams as just like background noise while they work on their own stuff. So, yeah. These are really close in color. I'm now thinking like it would have been good to have like the orange there, but I think I can probably salvage that in a bit with colored pencils. Also, I'm just realizing, I think all of these portraits that I've done, I used lighter or mid-tone colors for the background. I don't think I've done really, really dark backgrounds for this, but you know what? We're committed to it. Every time I try to find a marker, it doesn't show up. I start to panic. I mean, if you're not doing a live stream, I feel like you can take your time with it. I was starting to panic a little bit though, because I don't want y'all to be waiting too long just watching a static stream. I do want to do some of the Jujutsu Kaisen villains as well, so I think introducing dark backgrounds for this series is not a bad idea, since I think probably a lot of the villains will end up looking best with a dark background. Not that Nanami is a villain, obviously, but can you imagine if he ended up being, though? That would be devastating. Okay, sorry, I wasn't looking at the chat. How's doing here? Would purple suit background too in this piece? I mean, if it was like a muted dark purple, maybe. I think because the color palette here that I have is like blue green for the suit. That's why I ended up going with this bluish kind of color. But maybe. I think actually, if I had gone with a pink highlight here, then purple definitely would have been a contender, I think, because they're kind of in a similar family. But I think for this character, the blue makes more sense for me. He was originally gonna be a villain, I think. Oh, really? That's very interesting. Huh. That's very cool. That is a cool piece of trivia. I'm glad that he didn't end up being a villain, though, because I really, really like his character. Not that Not that villains are bad. I like, I mean, villains are bad, but obviously every series needs a villain. And if a series has a good villain, I feel like that really makes it more compelling. But this character, I prefer as a hero and not a villain, is what I'm trying to say. Filling in the background is kind of, I have no rhyme or reason. I just go in kind of chaotically after I've outlined the character. That's the important part. I don't mind it if it's not super perfectly flat, because I don't know, maybe like the slight unevenness helps give it some interest. Maybe that's an excuse, I don't know. Are you going to print this drawing? Yeah, I'm planning to. So next month I'm doing Montreal Comic Con. And so I have been wanting to make more of these like mini postcard prints for the characters. So yes, he will be a little postcard print, and then I'll probably have him in the online shop when I open that back up. I'll probably not have my shop back open until after Montreal Comic Con, just because that will be a lot of work, and that way I don't have to worry about the stock, like dealing with what kind of stock I have. It'll be easier, I think, to do the Comic Con, see what I have left over, and then list those items in the shop. So I think that's the plan. So shop probably won't be open until maybe mid to late July at the earliest. It might not happen immediately, but we'll see. It's been so long since I've done a convention, but I'm really excited to do it. So if any of you are going to be at Montreal Comic Con, feel free to come by my table and say hi. Do you have a favorite JJK villain? I think it might be Geto. I saw the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, which was so good. Whoops. And I've also read the manga arc that kind of gives insight into Geto and Gojo's backstory of when they were in high school together. So I think that helped kind of give his character a bit more of an edge in terms of who my favorite villain is. I like Sukuna as well. He's a really like charismatic, like fun character too. What's the time there? For me, it is 2 p.m. Do you watch Twilight? Like the vampire movie? Yes. I did read all of the books in high school, and I was obsessed with the Twilight series in high school, like the books. And then the movies like started to roll out. I think I watched the first 2, and then I was like, maybe this isn't for me. Like I think I had like kind of grew out of it a little bit, but I do kind of have like a fondness for it because it's sort of ridiculous when you really like look back at it. But yeah, it's funny that it's sort of made a resurgence in like meme internet culture, I feel like. Oh my god, you had a vampire phase? Oh yeah, major vampire phase. I loved the Twilight series. I loved the Vampire Diaries, like the TV show. In terms of manga, I was reading what was it called? Vampire Knight. And then even in more recent years, I was reading the webtoon. I read the webtoon Unholy Blood, which is also a vampire series. So yeah, I've definitely had a vampire phase, and it's never fully gone away. All right, so we've got all of the kind of flats in. Maybe we can start adding in maybe a colored pencil. No, actually, no, I lied. Ow. Oh my gosh. I just banged my elbow. I think I'm going to go in with the base skin tone again and just sort of like do a little bit of shading actually. And then we'll go in with the color pencils. What is your favorite marker brand to use? Probably Ohuhu, honestly. I use them the most, probably like partly due to the fact that I own so many of them and that they've been like a great sponsor of my YouTube channel. And yeah, I just find that they're I really like using a brush tip, and I like the color selection. Especially, I really love their pastel set. It's got some really great colors in there. And then outside of Ohuhu, I also actually really liked my the Winsor and Newton markers. Oh, these guys here, they the sets that I have unfortunately are chisel and fine. So, which is why again I think I gravitate towards the Ohuhu because I prefer the brush. But they do make a brush tip marker. I just don't have them. But the colors in that set those sets are very like really vibrant, really juicy. So they're really satisfying. But honestly, I find most, like every time I've used an alcohol brand like Shinhan, Prismacolor, Copic, Artex, they all feel really similar, honestly. I think because I use it in a very like simple way. I'm not doing a ton of like blending and things like that. So I know a lot of people prefer Copic. Like Copic seems to be the golden standard and has been for a long time. But I honestly, for my purposes, I don't really need to go Copic. I only own like 3 or 4 Copic markers. Hunter x Hunter coming back. I did see that. Yeah, I saw the Hunter x Hunter is coming back. I admit I'm kind of torn on Hunter x Hunter. I had started watching it quite a while ago, like the new version. I've never seen the old one. And I just don't know what it is. Like I don't feel invested in the characters. And so I still haven't finished like what's already out. So I will potentially get around to it when it comes back out, but I have to finish what I haven't watched already. So yeah, I don't know what it is. For me, I'm more hyped about Bleach coming back. That is something that I love and loved back when I was in high school. So that's pretty exciting for me. Sorry, excuse me. A little bit burpy today. Have you ever used Belza's alcohol markers? I haven't. Have you been looking forward to eating some new things for the summer? If so, what foods? Ooh, nothing specific, but definitely am looking forward to trying out new restaurants and stuff. A lot of my friends are really excited about just, going out more during the summertime. So don't have any specific ideas for specific foods I want to try, but definitely am looking forward to trying out new restaurants and doing more summer activities. Okay, I think now we're going to get into the colored pencil, which I actually have a few here. Let's see, which I had pulled out for the thumbnail. Whoops. My sharpener just spewed little chips everywhere. Okay. Oh my god, I thought you drank ink, not water. Don't worry. Definitely did not drink any ink. It's like a cute water bottle by Swell. Not sponsored. Oh my gosh, this sharpener. It's getting little tidbits everywhere. It's not my favorite, but was able to finish it. I do love Killua though. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. Like I know a lot of people really love it, so that's why I was like curious to check it out. But everyone keeps telling me that the like final arc or something is really really good, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I get around to more watching a little more of it. What's your favorite Harry Potter movie? Ooh, I would say it's Prisoner of Azkaban, the third one. I thought that the style of it was really cool, and I really liked the twist with Sirius Black and Peter Pettigrew. I thought that was like, especially that reveal, that scene in the Shrieking Shack is so cool, so good. The stakes were so high, and the drama of it all, and I found that to be like so compelling. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite book. My favorite, or no, sorry, my favorite movie. I think my favorite book is Goblet of Fire. I really loved the Triwizard Tournament. I just thought it was so fun and cool with like the different schools. And you know what? The Triwizard Tournament really gives me like shonen anime, shonen manga vibes. Like the structure of it, the tournament having all these different challenges and other schools being introduced, like, you know, like Naruto tuning exams or like My Hero Academia vibes, which is pretty funny. I mean, Harry Potter came before those, but that's the vibe that I'm like suddenly making a correlation to. Goblet of Fire, I always have it playing in the background when I sketch. Aw, that's so cute. I love that. How often do you draw, and how long does it usually take you to finish a piece? I draw like definitely every week for the most part. Not every day. Just it varies depending on what I need to get done that week. But and then in terms of how long a piece takes, it also is like very dependent on what it is. Like these kinds of illustrations are a little bit quicker than like a painting usually. But it can be, you know, anywhere between like 2, 3, 4 hours. And it's been a while since I've like really committed to a really involved illustration, like with gouache or watercolor, but those can sometimes get to like 6 hours with like all of the sketching and planning and stuff ish. I mean, I don't fully know because I'm not usually timing myself or paying that close attention, but if I'm thinking in turn, like just like ballpark, but it really depends on the piece and it varies a lot. The actor that plays Cedric's dad, oh my god, always gets me. Oh yeah, my boy. It's so sad. Oh, okay. Using a kneadable eraser is helpful if you want to lift the color pencil a little bit. Sometimes I'm like, maybe I went too dark here, so it helps to do that, to lift it up a little bit. Not totally foolproof, but it helps a little bit. I once spent 15 plus hours on a commission painting of someone. Wow, that's incredible. I'm honestly like too impatient to spend that long on a piece. I think that's why I am not that interested in oil painting, because I think oil painting is definitely something that is long-term commitment type process. Like even more than 15 hours usually, I think, on when it comes to oil paintings, for sure. How do you draw hair? I always get confused when I start drawing hair. Honestly, hair has always eluded me. Hair is hard. I do agree. I think that with wanting to improve on any kind of drawing element, looking at lots of different references and taking inspiration from how people stylize and approach hair is the way to go. Like I'll make, you know, studies of real life hair, like from photographs, and then I also will study and look at the way that, you know, a mangaka or an anime approaches stylizing hair, because animation, they have to really simplify things, and not just for style but also to animate. So that honestly is like a good way to like figure out how to like break things down into chunks and stuff in terms of the way that I like to approach my work. But I also, again, like really think that it's important to look at real life to understand how you can mold both realism and stylized approaches together. That's my personal art style anyway. I like to take inspiration from both like cartoon, anime, stylization stuff and real life. So, but it just depends on what you want to do with your art. Tina, have you ever heard of Shaolin Showdown? It's a 2000s animation, and for some reason I always remember you when thinking about it. Oh, thank you. Well, I'm glad that you thought of me. I've never heard of that one before, but let me write it down because I'm kind of curious. Shaolin Showdown. Oh my gosh. That makes me think about Heaven officials blessing. The second trailer dropped and I'm so excited about it. It's like a Chinese animated TV series and it's so beautiful. I'm very, very excited for it. So it's on Netflix, at least it is in Canada, and I'm obsessed. I'm so excited for it. Who are some of your favorite artists, YouTubers? I'm looking for more to follow. I recently found your channel and Drawing with Waffles. I have my subscriber, like I have channels that I'm subscribed to public on my YouTube channel. So, and I pretty much only follow, or I'm only subscribed to art channels, if I'm remembering correctly. So definitely take a look at that. It's there's kind of a little bit of everything. I like watching studio vlogs, but I also like watching just like art videos. I'm gonna plug my friends that I know in real life, Cosmic Spectrum and Chris Hong. They both have YouTube channels and I really like their work and I really like their videos. So, and they're both traditional artists. Cosmic Spectrum, she does digital and traditional, and Chris Hong is mainly traditional work. So yeah, those would be my two recommendations because they're my friends and I like their work. Oh my god, I love Cosmic Spectrum. Yeah, she's phenomenal. She's so good. She's working on a art book right now, which is very exciting, as well as a graphic novel. She's been doing a lot of kind of preliminary work for that, but she's been very busy with lots of things. But yeah, she's a great artist and a cool person. I haven't been watching Spy Family because everything is exactly the same as in the manga, so I kind of got bored of it knowing exactly what's going to happen. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I actually I started watching I started watching the anime, and then you know, there was only like 2 or 3 episodes out at the time, and then I started reading the manga. So I also am in a similar boat in terms of knowing exactly what's going to happen, but I don't know. I actually I enjoy reliving the moments again. I think because having it animated with the voices and the sound effects and the music and stuff, like for me, I find it's still interesting enough to see it in a new form. And I think I've noticed, if I'm remembering correctly, I think I've noticed the anime has added a couple of things to fill it out a little bit. It's like it is quite similar to the manga. But yeah, I don't know. I've been enjoying it. If you like Heaven's Officials Blessing, I always forget it if it's Heaven's Officials. No, Heaven Officials Blessing. There we go. It's a little bit of a. You'll like Mo Dao Zhu Shi, the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation. They're written by the same author and have multiple C-dramas and anime adaptations. Yes, I actually was talking about that with my friend yesterday, because I was talking about the second season trailer dropping, and she said the same thing. She was like, you should check it out, because it's the same author and there's like lots of adaptations out. So I will definitely check that out at some point. Lately, I've been obsessed with using these these neon colors from Prismacolor, the neon pink and the neon orange. They're so fun. Unfortunately, it does not photograph or print very well, just because it's like impossible to really properly recreate it, but I love using them. They're so fun and just looks really cool. What do you think about Michael's sketchbooks? I don't own any, and I've never used any of Michael's sketchbooks, actually. So I have no idea. But, yeah, I generally try to shop in Toronto, there's so many art supply stores, so I usually don't go for Michael's, personally. Because, yeah, there's just so many other art stores available to me. But I'm sure there's YouTube reviews or people using Michael sketchbooks if you're curious about a review or someone else's thoughts before committing to purchasing them. Have you tried other alcohol markers besides the Ohuhu ones? Yeah, I've tried a lot. I've tried Prismacolor, Shinhan, Copic, ArtX, Dessert. I have numerous YouTube videos trying out different markers as well, are using them in various YouTube videos. And I was mentioning this earlier, but I find the way that I use alcohol markers, is quite simple, because I don't do like a lot of blending or gradients or anything like that. So I just use them pretty flat. And so I find that for my uses, all of the different alcohol marker brands don't make a huge difference for me. Windsor and Newton is another one that I use as well. So I'm not very particular about or even really recognize the huge differences between all the different brands. The thing that always stands out for me is just whether it has a brush tip or not. Brush tip is definitely my preferred choice. And that's like the one thing that I sometimes notice a little bit through different brands, is like some brands, the brush tip will be a little bit softer or more stiff. But again, because I don't do a lot of intricate techniques with my alcohol markers, it doesn't really make a big difference for me. Off topic, but Tina, you have no idea just how much I love Momo's design. Oh my gosh, aw, thank you so much. I'm so glad to hear that. I have been really enjoying having this original character. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, I have an original character that I designed a couple of years ago named Momo. Hold on, let me pull her out over here. So I created this character named Momo, and I currently have a plushie of her right now, which is in collaboration with Makeship. There is a link in my description. She's only available for like the next couple of days. So if you're interested, you can get a plushie of her. There's like embroidery on the back, which is really fun, and there's just a lot of really cute details. But yeah, I've drawn and painted her on my YouTube channel a couple of times now, and the color palette is just super fun. And she's the character. I've given her like a very feisty personality, so I love drawing like sassy expressions. So thank you so much for liking the character. That makes me really happy. What animes / shows have your favorite art styles? Ooh, I would say, so this is like technically, yeah, no, it is an anime. But I would say like the Nana manga style is one of my favorites. It's so beautiful. The anime is obviously like slightly more simplified version of it, but the manga specifically is really, really beautiful. And I think early in my high school days, it influenced my work a lot. And then Demon Slayer, the anime looks incredible. The style is really, really cool. I love the different weights of the line art and how angular everything is. It's really satisfying. And the animation style of like the very, very graphic like water and fire and different like elements when they use their swords is also very, very cool to watch. I'm sure there's a lot out there, but those are the ones that are immediately coming to mind for me. Okay, I'm gonna try and use maybe a even lighter green maybe for this. I do feel like the tie is a little bit on the dark side, so I'm gonna use this citrusy color to try and lighten it up a little bit. By any chance, do you like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure? That's another one that has like a huge, huge following, and the same as with Hunter x Hunter. I watched the first 2 or 3 episodes of JoJo's, and I wasn't hooked on it. I know people really love it, and I'm sure that it takes a bit to kind of really establish what's going on, but I don't know. It didn't hook me in. I'm definitely someone who is very into character-driven stories in terms of like I want to be rooting. I want to be rooting for the characters. That's how I get invested into a series. And I didn't really feel drawn to or attached to any of the JoJo characters in the first couple of episodes, so that's probably why I didn't commit to continuing it. The art style is pretty fun though. It's really unique, and it has like a very 80s vibe to it, which is fun. I love this hard neon lighting you use. It's really fun. Yay, thank you. I really enjoy it. It really feeds into my love of color. And makes these marker illustrations just feel more dynamic because I keep it kind of flatter. There's not like as much rendering, so it creates a lot of interest without having to do tons of rendering and because they're like portraits, just creates a lot of energy in a static type of illustration. So yeah, thank you. I'm glad. How do you like your tea? Oh, I like, I usually will go for a little bit of some kind of sweetener and a little bit of milk. I'm drinking water. Now that you mentioned tea, I'm like, oh yeah, need to hydrate. Yeah, I like both hot and iced tea. And yeah, usually I'll go for, a little bit of milk, a little bit of sugar, honey, something, depending on the drink. I recently, Friday? Yeah, on Friday, I went to this restaurant, and they had tea infused cocktails, and I got a chai tea latte cocktail that had like amaretto and Kahlua or something in it. And if I remember correctly, I think amaretto was in it for sure. Maybe there was Kahlua, I don't remember. But anyway, it was a very delicious cocktail. And then I also had gotten like a pomegranate tea cocktail as well from there, and it was very good. Is that my husband, Nanami? My first time to make it to one of your live streams. Big fan. Yay, thank you. I'm glad you were able to make it. And yes, it is Nanami, who is also my husband. Trying to remember, what did I use here? Oh yeah, I used a lot of like purples and pinks. But this time around, we're gonna go in the more orangey direction, I think. Favorite song or podcast right now? For songs, I mean, I don't know if I can pick a single song, but I have been loving the K-pop group 17. I've been listening to them on repeat the past week or so because my friend and I are going to go see them in concert in September. She was like, hey, I know you aren't currently into 17, but I know you like, some K-pop groups. Would you want to go to the 17 concert with me? And I was like, you know what? September is a ways away. That's plenty of time for me to get into 17. So yeah, I'm like fully in the 17 world now. And then, oh my God, thank you for this live stream. I haven't been able to create for a while, and I have a moment now. My baby is asleep and I finished all my housework. Yay, that's awesome. I'm so glad to be able to kind of help motivate you into making art and that we can make art together. I am always very honored to be company for all of you when you're working on stuff. But yes, 17 has been my repeat, my on repeat music. I heard the quality of Prismacolors have been not as good as before, so I'm not sure about getting them now. What do you think? I love Prismacolor colored pencils. They're definitely my favorite. I don't have an answer for you, unfortunately, because I haven't purchased new ones in a while. Like, a lot of the ones that I own, I've had for a number of years. I think there might be, actually, these neon ones are probably my newest addition, which I had purchased either earlier this year or like late last year. So those are the newest ones that I have had, and I haven't noticed a difference in terms of the quality. So I'm not really sure if that is the case, I guess, for them overall, but I do really love them, and it would suck if they have decreased in quality, but I haven't noticed anything with the ones that I have. That's kind of the beauty of colored pencils, is that they do last a really long time. Are you more into boy groups or girl groups? Right now, I've been leaning towards boy groups, but I have listened to a little bit of girl groups as well. But yeah, I'm not really sure why I seem to gravitate towards boy groups right now, but I'm sure I'll get into the girl groups slowly but surely. I definitely want to make sure that the hand and the face stand out from each other, so I'm going to make sure that the shadows kind of around the hand are darker than the actual thumb here. How long have you been drawing for? Yeah, I get this question a lot, and the easy answer, or I guess the cop-out answer, is I've been drawing since I could hold a pencil. But in terms of drawing a lot and really like committing to drawing and getting really diving into it, I would say 13, 12 is when I really got into it, and I'm 30 now, so it's been a long time. Number of years under my belt making art for the internet. Or I should say making art for me and posting it on the internet. Is that Nanami? It is. It is. You are correct. Who's your favorite Harry Potter character? Mine is Sirius Black and Remus Lupin. Yeah, those are good choices. Remus Lupin is also one of my favorite characters from Harry Potter. Remus Lupin, and I think Luna. I like Luna Lovegood as well. But yeah, I was really sad that Remus Lupin kind of got sidelined in the final movies, because he had such a large role in the books, in the final books. So I was disappointed that his storyline kind of got cut. I've heard Strathmore was a good brand to buy for mixed media. I'm not sure if I want to try. What do you think? Do I have any Strathmore sketchbooks? I don't remember. I probably have. Strathmore is definitely like a pretty reputable art supply company, so I definitely think it's worth a try. I know Lee Alexin really, really loves their mixed media sketchbook, and she works with lots of different mediums. So I would maybe recommend checking out her YouTube channel to see that sketchbook in action. But everyone's needs are going to be different, right? Like, I personally don't like soft cover perfect bound sketchbooks, so they don't lay open flat, and I think that's the sketchbook that she uses. So like, even though I love her work, I don't think that sketchbook would make sense for me in terms of the way that it's bound. So just anytime you're interested in anything, it just requires you to evaluate what kind of art you make, what makes more sense, what's your preferences, and then do your research. I don't know if you've seen those low quality Demon Slayer manga images, but they are just chef's kiss. I have a whole Pinterest board of them. I think I've seen a few of those floating around on my Explore feed, as well as low quality like screenshots of them in the anime too, I think, right? Like if they're like way in the background or something, but definitely I have seen of them, little shots of them in the manga, and it's like so funny and cute. I love those. Trying to evaluate where I want to go from here. Let's think. Maybe the hair. Let's do the hair. And I think I'll just use the same color because it's like a nice warm, what is this? Middle cadmium red, like a warm burgundy-ish color. He's got this like swoosh in his hair. What is your perspective on different lightings? It's an issue for me. I definitely think it's good to experiment. This like really bright colored neon lighting is a bit of a newer venture for me, but I have been really enjoying it. Some people don't like it. I think some people find like the colors are too clashy and too distracting. But personally, I think it looks cool, so I have been enjoying doing it. So again, it's just like a subjective thing. It just depends on, like, I am a big proponent for experimenting with your art style, because if you don't, then you'll never know if it works for you or not. And especially when it comes to personal work, like it's definitely harder to experiment when you're working for a company or it's a commission or it's a client thing. But when it comes to your personal work, like the stakes are really not that high. So it's worth trying out a little bit of everything. And that's how your art style can evolve and change. And when you experiment. If you ever find your way into girl groups, I think you'll really like Mamamoo. I have heard of them in the grapevine. I will look into girl groups eventually. The K-pop world is vast. So I am going to very slowly just ease into various groups, but I also have to realize that it is I don't have to be a mega fan of every single group that I listen to. I think that it's okay to just listen to groups casually. So I think I just need to just do that a little bit more. I have learned all the 17 members though, all 13 of them. I'm proud. Because that's a lot of members for me anyway. I know some groups get even bigger, but I wanted to like really get into them before the concert, so now that I am a little bit more invested, I'm like extra excited for the concert, which is not for a while. It's not until September, so that will definitely be an exciting thing when it rolls around. Amazing work, so beautiful, curious how old you are. When did you start being serious about art? So I just answered this like not too long ago. I got more kind of into it drawing wise, like 13, 14, 12-ish. I'm 30 now, so it's been a long time since I've been making art. I know this might sound like a weird question, but what are your favorite Ohuhu marker colors? Well, I gotta go. This few minutes I was here, it was great. Bye. Thank you so much for coming. My favorite Ohuhu colors, there's so many. Yeah, so I really like that one. It's a very satisfying color, and I've been using it a lot lately. So yeah, I guess that's my favorite right now. Oh, okay. My phone just said I am on low battery, so let me just plug it in so that we don't have it cutting out on me. Oops, sorry guys. There we go. Now we should be good. So another thing that I saw someone ask that I didn't address, whoops, is so they asked about favorite song, and then also asked about favorite any favorite podcasts. So I actually don't listen to as that many podcasts, but I will say because I was in an Avatar mood, Avatar: The Last Airbender mood lately, because I did like a YouTube video on it. I'm working on some screenshot recreations. I've been really enjoying this Avatar: The Last Airbender podcast called Braving the Elements, and it's hosted by the voice actress of Korra and the voice actor for Zuko, and they have been recapping and reviewing each episode, and they've been interviewing various people who've worked on Avatar and Korra, and I've been really, really enjoying it because I just love that series so much. And so it's fun to relive it through the lens of the people who were actually involved with working on this series and hearing about various behind the scenes stuff, like hearing from the writers and obviously the creators and the voice actors, and not only like their experience on the show and what they feel about how they feel about the characters, and but also how it impacted their life when they interacted with fans and went to comic-cons and stuff. It's really interesting. So I mean, if you really love that series, then I highly recommend checking it out. I really enjoyed the fact that one of the writers who worked on many episodes, he was saying that in the writers' room, some of them were, including himself, were vouching for Zutara, which is like getting the pairing of Zuko and Katara, which I love. I love that ship. So I was really excited to hear that there were people in the writer's room who also wanted that to happen. And yeah, the voice actor for Zuko also thought that was going to happen, that he thought that they were going to get together at some point in the series. So I do feel really validated in my ship, hearing that from them. Hi, I'm late. Completely forgot about the stream. Aw, that's okay. Thanks for coming. We've just been having a very chill Sunday. I'm very sleepy today, so it's been quite chill, but we are plugging away, and it's been a nice productive afternoon. Which also, speaking of Avatar: The Last Airbender, I finally ordered the art book, which I'm just realizing I still haven't received it yet. So I should double check what happened to, or where the progress shipping is on that, because I want to make sure that I didn't miss the shipment or anything like that. I'm kind of bad for that. I will online shop and then I will forget about it, and then it ends up like chilling at, you know, the post office or something for a while, and then, I mean, thankfully I've never waited too long that it gets sent back, but I should make sure I don't let that happen. I've been really enjoying this dual light high contrast series. It has so much life and is really captivating to me. Thank you so much. Yeah, I really enjoy it as well. So I'm glad that you're not sick of it. It's it feels very dynamic. And I have a lot of fun playing around with the colors and stuff. So that's kind of where I'm at right now in terms of art making, is I really want to enjoy the process. So yeah, this is definitely something that I find really fun to do. I've been very focused in on the coloring the skin and the hair. I definitely need to make sure I don't neglect the clothes, which I'm kind of bad for. So I also realized I need to put the print or the pattern on his tie. So I might do that. I think I might use this background color instead of like a black. It's just like spotted, so let's... Ever since I got into Cardcaptor Sakura, I've been watching it on repeat. I think my entire family, who happens to share my TV, now hates me. Though thanks for getting me into it. Aw. I am really glad that you got into Cardcaptor Sakura, because it's a very, very near and dear series to me. And I mean, sorry not sorry to your family. It's such a comfort series, not only for me in terms of the nostalgia that is attached to it, but also because it's such a sweet and wholesome show. It's such a feel-good show. Like it's one of one of the few series that doesn't technically have like a villain, which is quite interesting. Like she's still challenged and she still has like technically antagonists, I guess, in terms of she has to overcome obstacles, but the antagonists are ultimately just there to challenge her and make her, you know, a more powerful magic girl, basically. And they're not evil or bad. So I kind of love that. It's not very common. I feel like most series and stories have, you know, like a villain. What do you think I should do when I get my new drawing tablet in the mail? Ooh, exciting. It's one of the ones you reviewed from XP Pen. It's the line series that is the biggest normal no screen tablet. Yay, that's exciting. I am excited for you because getting new art supplies is very invigorating. What should you draw? You should draw... Maybe either my go-to right now is either draw your favorite character, or what might be fun actually is to maybe recreate an old art piece. I think that's always a fun challenge as well, and also allows you to see your progress as an artist. So those are my picks. Do you have any recommendations for a mixed media sketchbook that is good for gouache and markers? I was mentioning earlier that Lee Alexin, who's an artist that I follow, who is, I would consider to be like the mixed media queen. She really likes the Strathmore sketchbook, the mixed media Strathmore sketchbook. I don't personally have experience with it, so I don't know. I don't have, advice to give in terms of how I've, in terms of personal experience, I don't have any because I don't have it. But I know that she really likes it, and so I'd recommend checking out her YouTube channel if you're curious. But yeah, I would say Strathmore, Canson are both pretty popular brands and have good quality products, so it's worth checking those two out. Hi, hello Tina, am I too late? No, you're not too late. I probably will stream... I'll probably stream for maybe like half an hour more or so. Which, by the way, I'm actually just going to go to the bathroom, so I'll be right back. This is everyone else's opportunity to take a little breather for snacks, some water, also bathroom break. But yeah, I'll be right back and we'll continue on with the stream. All right, hello, I am back, friends. I also took the opportunity to fill up my water bottle because hydration is very important. Yeah, also it was kind of good to move around a little bit because I've been sitting on this stool for 2 hours, so I'm feeling a little stiff. Okay, so let's move on to coloring his jacket here, and then we'll get into some fine liners, which is also very exciting. What did I miss here? Canson mixed media is great, but I think the Arteza sketchbooks are great too. I currently use them since they're cheap and take everything well. Yeah, I also use the Arteza sketchbook. I think mine is the watercolor one technically, but yeah, they're very inexpensive from what I remember, and I definitely think that if you're looking for something that is kind of low stakes, I think it's a good idea to go for a sketchbook that is on the more affordable side, since I'm definitely somebody who feels very nervous about using more expensive sketchbooks, which then leads me to like not using them very often, which defeats the purpose. So yeah, I'm trying to find a color that I want for this. But yeah, yeah, Arteza makes a lot of affordable art supplies. Simon has changed colors. Oh my god. What color was he before? I don't remember. Was it green? That's so funny. For those of you who are confused, back, I don't know which stream it started, but it was one of my live streams from a little while back, and I've been using sticky notes to do like a little "I'll be right back" sign, and the chat had given the sticky note a name, which I thought was so funny. You guys are hilarious. But yes, thank you for frequenting my streams. That makes me really happy. This is my very first live stream with you, Tina, and I'm so excited. Thank you for doing 2 streams this month. Happy Pride. Yay, thanks for coming. I'm so glad that you're able to make it. Yeah, I've been really enjoying doing these live streams because it's a great way for me to answer your questions and interact with you. And as I'm sure many of you have come to realize, I am such a sucker for chatting about pop culture, basically. I mean, it usually ends up narrowing down to K-pop and anime and manga, which I apologize for those of you who are not really into those subjects. But yeah, it's just it's a fun way to interact with you and also keep me accountable in terms of making art. So it's kind of a win-win, and I'm glad that I'm able to keep you company while you work on other stuff. Some of you are, I know, baking and making art as well. So it's cool to hear what y'all are getting up to as well. And getting recommendations. I get a lot of good recommendations too, which is very, very cool. Happy dance for double stream and pride. Yes, absolutely. I normally I stand when I make art, and when I'm not streaming or making a YouTube video with like live narration, I'm often listening to music, and so I am a big proponent for doing a little bit of a dancing when I am making art and working on something with music in the background. So I'm into that. And I live alone, so I can be as goofy as I want. Oh, actually, something I'm realizing is I should definitely highlight this part here so that it stands out from the background. And then also, I need to figure out something with these buttons because they're standing out a little bit and I want them to be not so obvious. Hello, it's 2 a.m. in Vietnam right now, but just wanted to pop in and say hi. Aw, that's so late. Thank you for dropping by. It's such a big time difference. I've actually been to Vietnam a couple of times. I'm actually Vietnamese. My Vietnamese is terrible though, so unfortunately I cannot communicate in Vietnamese. But yeah, that's my background. But I was born and raised in Canada, so but I have extended family living in Vietnam, so I visited them a couple of times a couple of years ago. And the thing that I miss the most is the fruit. The fruit is so delicious and fresh and consistent. I eat so much watermelon and pineapple and mangoes. Mostly pineapple and watermelon, from what I remember. And coconut, fresh coconut juice. Or coconut water, I should say. Also delicious. I love, I love joining and binging your streams. It gives me drawing motivation. Yay! I'm editing while watching this. Your live streams are so calm and entertaining. Yay, I'm glad. What's a color combo you hate that everyone loves? Oh, hmm. I don't know. I'm pretty open pretty like open-minded, I guess, maybe in terms of color palettes. Nothing really stands out for me, because I guess like oftentimes there's like color combinations that I think I don't like, but then experiment with it and then turns out I do like it. A good example of that actually is purple and green. That's a color combo that my brain always had associated with like Barney or the Hulk. Which, shout out to Barney. I don't think I have thought about Barney or talked about Barney in a really long time. That like probably really ages me, but that was part of my, like a big part of my childhood actually. But yeah, and then more recently, I had done a sketchbook page using purple and green, and I was like, oh, I surprisingly like this combo. So, two instances actually. I did an acrylic gouache portrait on my YouTube channel, and I used like a lime green and a pastel purple, kind of similar to actually this combo here. And I was like, oh, this is really fun. I'm kind of digging it. And then with the sketchbook page, I did like a muted green and purple. Hold on, let me pull it out actually. This is the Arteza sketchbook. Let's see, where is it? Here. So I did this page, which is the color palette is mainly purple and green. And I really like it. It's quite different from me. And I think what makes, what makes it feel more my aesthetic and not make me think of Barney or the Hulk is going with pastel purples and muted greens. So yeah. Okay, now I need to put the sketchbook back. How do you feel about Tokyo Revengers? Oh my gosh, that show. So I haven't read the manga. I've only I've only seen the anime. There's so many characters that I really, really like from the series, but I don't really like the main character, which is kind of funny, because I feel like most series, I'm the main character is usually not my favorite, but I usually like them to a degree. But for me, Tokyo Revengers, like the side characters, or like the tertiary or secondary leads are my favorite. But I'm excited for the next season because it ended on like a really big cliffhanger. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with the chat here. I'm trying to get a light skin tone with watercolor at the moment. Which colors do you think I should use? I usually use like a combination of yellow and like a magenta and then dilute it with lots and lots of water. So that's usually my go-to for light skin tones. Maki from JJK has the green and purple combo with her hair and glasses. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, and I think what works is her hair is like a very like dark foresty kind of green. So that is true. It's like a combo that works when one of the colors needs to be muted for sure. Do you have any new movies/shows you watched recently that you recommend? You always have such a great taste. Aw, thank you. What have I been into lately? I mean, I guess it depends on what you're into, but I really loved Heartstopper, which is a live action LGBT coming of age series on Netflix, and I have been reading the webcomic as well, but it's like super wholesome, really sweet, and I really, really loved it. My teens just finished reading Full Metal. I recommend it to them based on all your commentary, and they loved it. Now I'm reading it too. You inspired one generation older and one younger to read it. Oh my God, that makes me so happy. I love that so much. I love Full Metal. So, Full Metal Alchemist. If you're reading the manga, Full Metal Alchemist, great. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood is the anime that I recommend because they did it 2 times. The first time the manga wasn't finished, so like half of the series is like just did their own thing and it was weird. So Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the anime is a more true telling of the manga. So I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. That makes me really happy. Hey Tina, I know you've talked about this before, but what are your current thoughts on creating an art book? I still don't think creating an art book is in the cards for me right now, but it is something that I would love to do in the future. I am not that confident in my body of work to warrant a full art book. So I need to get to a place where I feel like I have enough work that I'm really proud of to compile into an art book, if that makes sense. But I'm really glad that people have shown interest in it because that helps, you know, motivate me to to get there. But I'm not sure when that will be. I'm sorry, I'm like not keeping up with the chat very much, and there's like so much going on. Baji is my favorite. Yes, oh my god, Baji was my favorite. Is my favorite Tokyo Revengers character as well, I think. And not to give any spoilers, but I am. I'm sad. Yay, Heartstopper. Yes, yes, yes. How is your Pride Month so far this year? It's been fantastic because my fave TV series, Our Flag Means Death, and What We Do in the Shadows are renewed. I don't know, just some recommendations if you're interested. Yes, I have heard about both of those series. I loved What We Do in the Shadows, like the movie. I've never seen the TV show though, but I have heard good things. I'm very glad that you're having a good Pride Month, and so far it's still early, but I guess I have been really loving All Stars, the new RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars season. I love seeing old favorites compete. Mainly Jinx and Raja are my front runners in terms of who I want to win / my favorites on the show right now. So that's been very fun. Oh my god, I'm drawing Heartstopper fan art right now. That's amazing. I love that. I love your art. Thank you. Thanks for being here. What's your favorite theme song? Ooh. I don't know why, but immediately my brain went to Arthur. Like the like my childhood cartoon. Every day I'm walking down the street. Da, da. I won't sing the whole thing because I will not subject you to my singing, but I don't know why that was the first thing that came to mind. I loved Arthur, and I think that opening is just so catchy and fun. And then in terms of I don't know, like anime openings, there's so many that I enjoy because they're so good. And I have like a playlist actually on Spotify that I made of like all the various anime openings and endings that I really love. But one that comes to mind is Asterisk, which was the very first Bleach opening. I just think it's so fun and energetic. The Jujutsu Kaisen openings and endings are great, actually, as well. Okay, I think I'm going to do a little bit more shading, another color with the shading in the skin. And then from here, I might actually finally start using fine liners, which is going to be very satisfying for y'all to watch. I've never heard of it before. A desk lady ranted about how annoying it was and how her grandkids never shut up about it. I will miss her. Have you seen the new Netflix series First Kill? No, I haven't actually. I feel like I'm falling behind on new TV shows. Do you have any K-pop song recommendations? I recommend Hot by 17. It's like their new lead single, and it's very, very summery, very fun, a little spicy. I've been obsessed. My whole family can't wait to start Heartstopper based on your recommendations. Thank you for creating such a fun atmosphere in your streams with lots of pop culture peppered in. Yay, thank you. Yeah, I think Heartstopper is a great series to watch with family, actually, because there's a lot of series out there that are like weird to watch with family, like that, you know, are a little bit too spicy, I guess. So it makes it an awkward viewing experience with family. But Heartstopper is so wholesome that I think it's totally appropriate for family viewings. And yeah, what better time to get into it than Pride Month? My city canceled the Pride Parade because the organizers disbanded, so Pride hasn't been so prideful for me. Aw, I'm so sorry. That's really disappointing. But you know what? I recommend that you celebrate it on your own with your loved ones, whether it be your family or your found family, because you don't need a parade. I feel like, a parade would be nice, obviously, but you can definitely find other ways to celebrate, I think. And if anything, being able to celebrate in your own way without a parade will be more meaningful. So, but it is disappointing because I'm sure the parade would have been fun. Hello, I've never been able to come to one of your lives, so happy to be here. Yay, thank you. I'm glad that you were able to make it. Love the cute little Momo logo in the bottom right-hand corner of your video. Such an adorable addition. Yay, I'm glad. I actually just recently added that in, so I'm glad that I'm glad that you enjoy it. It's actually like a little logo that I made for my Do Not Bend stickers, or no, my Do Not Bend stamp for my shop. So I thought, you know what? I already have this thing. I might as well use it for other purposes, So, okay. Let's get into adding in this hot pink, because why not? I think that's also what's fun about these portraits, that they're like so colorful that adding in pretty much any color with these colored pencils is kind of fair game. You are a true ally, Tina. Thank you for making a safe space for your Wonder Squad during Pride and always. Aw, thank you. I'm glad. Hello, this is my first live, but long time watching. I'm in London, Ontario, Canada, and I love your art. And I'm teaching myself how to do all the different kinds of art due to your channel. I learned something new. Yay, that's awesome. That's very cool that you're in London, Ontario. I actually was in London. When was it? Earlier last month for a wedding. And congrats on teaching yourself to try new art mediums. That's awesome. I'm very glad to be able to be even a little part of your art journey. How do you get over imposter syndrome? Love your art. Thank you. Imposter syndrome is really tough. I suffer from that a lot. I don't know. I think... trying to think of tangible advice, but I don't know if I have any. I might be sounding like a broken record at this point, but I do think that when you try to create an enjoyable experience when you're making art, that makes all the difference. Because when art making becomes stressful, that's when more negative thoughts are more prominent. They dominate your thought process if you're not enjoying the process, I think, if that makes sense. So I think when you're having fun, the positive kind of thought or mindset is more likely to be in the forefront. But obviously, it's very much easier said than done. Just random, but I always liked Akano's cover for Kyo-sanka from the second season of Demon Slayer more than the original song. I think you should stream it because it's pretty good in my opinion. That's really cool. I'll have to check that out because I do enjoy covers, actually. I think it's cool to see and hear an artist's interpretation of something and make it their own. So that's very cool. Also, apologies on my pronunciation. That's awesome. I hope that you had a good time, and thank you. And you're welcome. Thank you. I still think you should consider calling us the Wonder Pets from the show. I find like the word pet is a little bit odd. I think it's funny, but a little bit odd. Like when I, think of the word pet, I think of like a cat or a dog or so I don't know if I want that associated with you guys, but you can identify as whichever you want. Okay, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and actually do purple under here. Just a little bit. Because why not? Does he even look blonde anymore? There's so many colors happening. That's okay. And then I'm gonna make the eyebrow hairs more obvious because we love a fluffy brow. Fluffy but defined. Yeah. Your colorful dramatic lighting and shadows are so good. Yay, thank you so much. Very fun to do, indeed. Okay. I didn't do too much rendering on the clothes. Well, okay. I think from here, we're finally gonna bust out the fine liners, which I think will be pretty satisfying for you guys to watch. Okay. LOL, understandable. The Wonder Pets was a huge part of my childhood, and just I thought it was funny. Yeah, I mean, I do think it's funny for sure. I don't know why my brain is thinking about this, but a childhood show of mine that I think is very underrated is The Weekenders. I keep trying to I keep searching for it on Disney Plus because it is a Disney show, but for some reason it's not available on there and I want to watch it again. So hopefully they get on that soon because they have Recess, which was on around the same time, I think. Recess was also a very fun show, but Weekenders was my favorite. I went as Spinelli for Halloween one year from Recess, and it was pretty fun. Honestly, I always liked listening to Akano just in general because she's a really good singer. Also, she made a cover for Mixed Nuts from Spy Family. It's also really good. Oh, cute. Okay, I will definitely check Akano out. Akano, writing it down. There we go. Hello, well, I want to be like you when I'm older. Any tips? Aw, that's so sweet. I think that you should aspire to be the best version of yourself. I'm very flattered that you said that, but I think it's best to just lean into your what you're interested in, and don't be afraid to like what you want to like. I think that I spent a long time, especially in my teenage years, feeling a lot of guilt and shame for liking certain things because it wasn't deemed as cool or popular, but I've now come to a place in my life where I'm so much happier just unapologetically enjoying the types of media that I want to enjoy, as opposed to feeling guilty about it. And I really want that for you too. Everybody drink your beverage. Stay hydrated, friends. Also, don't sweat the pronunciation. The struggle is real. Thank you. I love the nails. Ooh, thank you. They're I think Sally Hansen is the brand that I use for my nails. How would you describe the blue color on your nails? What's in between lavender and blue? I would consider this a periwinkle, I think is what I would call it. I really love it. It's very pretty. So Weekenders is Disney's Girl Pause, Disney's Big School Lunch Break. I loved Spinelli. Yeah, Spinelli is such a great character. She's very tough and edgy, which, like, I love characters like that. Wait, you're telling me Mixed Nuts is from Spy Family? I just watched the music video from the band because official Hige Dindism. I didn't know they did the song for Spy Family. I think it's so great that anime openings have such a large part in the anime watching experience. Because I feel like that's not always the case for a lot of shows or series, is that, like, I mean, nowadays a lot of series don't even have openings because a lot of people will skip over them. Like Netflix, like a lot of Netflix shows, they usually don't have like a major theme opening or whatever. But I really like fun themed openings because it like sets the tone for the show, and there's something really fun about it. And yeah, anime is definitely one of those things where they really pay attention to what they do with their openings, and it opens up, you know, discovery of music for people who might not normally seek out Japanese music. So okay, I'm really nervous about doing the face as always, but I think let me actually maybe I'll do some of the hair first, because I have a bad habit of smudging fine liner when it's not fully dry yet, so I want to make sure I don't do that. There we go. I've also been enjoying The Shaman King on Netflix, but I'm only on episode 7 to 8. Oh my god, yeah, it's so Shaman King, I remember watching the original version of it back in the day, and it's really cool that it's gotten a resurgence, like a new version of it. I've been seeing a lot of that lately. Like they did that with obviously Hunter x Hunter, and then they've done that with Fruits Basket as well, sort of just like this reboot thing. And I think it's cool that yeah, a lot of these series are getting like second life, because You know, animation has come a long way, and I think in some cases, you know, the manga was not as far along, so the anime had to kind of make up different storylines and stuff. So it's cool that they get to have the proper treatment, because that's definitely, yeah, that's what they did with Full Metal, so it works. These types of resurgence or reboots is what I'm more into, not like the live action remakes. I'm not sure why we're still doing that, but I guess people keep watching them, so they're just gonna keep doing it. I just want to say that I really appreciate how you interact with the chat while being able to make such beautiful work. Keep it up. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I apologize that I'm not able to get to everybody's messages because, yeah, unfortunately, I gotta balance the art making and the chat, but I'm glad. Ooh. Nerve-wracking. What would you call this style of art? I love it, but I never know what to search. Also, I love your art style. Thank you. What would this be called? I I don't know. I guess it is. I describe my art style to be sort of a cross between, or the middle point of realism and cartoon, because it marries kind of both things together. So yeah, I say that my work is stylized is kind of the way that I describe it, but yeah, I don't have a specific term for it. Especially because my art style has changed over the years. Like sometimes it leans more cartoony, sometimes it leans a little bit more realistic. So I think that's why I never really put a definitive description on it. Can I ask who your comfort YouTubers are? Like someone whose vids you would watch multiple times or turn on when you don't know what to watch. I have been. What? This is like very specific. I have been watching a lot of Trixie Mattel and Katya, who are two drag queens that competed on RuPaul's Drag Race, and they have a lot of different YouTube content now on um, with Netflix called We Like to Watch, and they like review and watch movies and TV shows, and their commentary is just so funny. And they also have this channel or web series called and they just talk about various like just random subjects, and again, their chemistry and their commentary on anything is quite funny, but it is very specific. I also really enjoy Safia Nyagard. I forget how to pronounce her last name, but I really like her series of videos when she does like something like things related to historical fashion. And I just find her really fun and charming and relatable. Ooh, that is a piercing stare. I'm into it. Semi-realism. Yeah, I guess that's true. That's a good way to maybe describe it. My art style, I mean. Sorry, trying to keep up with, go back and see what we've been chatting about. I I love Trixie and Katya together. Freaking hilarious. Yeah, seriously. Like I and the editing. We gotta give props to the editors, the video editors as well for their videos, because that also adds a level of hilarity. Trixie's vids are so entertaining. The humor to me is always top notch. Yes, I agree. It's funny because when Trixie competed on Drag Race, I feel like, you know, especially like the Snatch Game and stuff, it didn't really land, but Trixie is really funny naturally. And so I've been really enjoying her videos. Like she does lots of makeup videos. She does like toy videos, like unboxing toys, and a lot of like easy bake oven stuff, which I find really amusing. Like she'll get her hands on like an easy bake oven from the 60s or something, and we'll try to bake with it. So yeah, or like trying drugstore makeup and stuff. So I've been really enjoying that in my when I'm watching YouTube while I like eat lunch or something. The editor notes are funny too. Yes, I agree. I'm from the same place as Trixie, same city and everything. I love it. Oh my god, that's amazing. I'm sure you're very proud. Okay, I apologize for turning the page here. I normally try my best not to do that when I am filming, but I really don't want to smudge the face. So this is a better angle for me. Looks like Lloyd in Anime Spy Family. It does. It's not, but Nanami from Jujutsu Kaisen is actually who I'm drawing, who does look a lot like Lloyd from Spy Family. Like their character designs are quite similar. I will probably, you know what, actually, I will probably, I think I need to make his kind of hollowed out cheeks for this, because that's definitely a part of his character design as well, and will hopefully maybe make him slightly more distinct from Lloyd. Better angle for us too. Now we can see him head on. True, that helps. God, your Nanami turned out so dashing. I love your way of using lighting and color so much. Yay, thank you so much. Yes, I love this character. Definitely one of my faves from the show, or the series. Okay, 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 okay. We're getting places. Very exciting. Sharp, sharp jawline. Hella sharp. If only I could have a jawline so sharp. Maybe not this sharp, actually. It's pretty sharp. And I think I need to make the spots a little bit darker on his tie as well, since that's a pretty prominent detail of this character as well. Hey, I'm sorry I'm late. I don't know why I didn't get notified when the notifications are on. Aw, I know, that seems to happen a lot with YouTube. I'm not sure why, but I'm glad you were able to join. I'm like almost done, actually. Better late than never. Yeah, when I joined, I thought it was Lloyd, and then someone mentioned it on me, and I was just like, question mark. Do you have a favorite fandom? Do I have a favorite fandom? I don't know. I don't think so. Nothing specific comes to mind. I enjoy fandoms in general, though. How's your day so far? Pretty chill. I woke up really late, so I pretty much like showered, woke up, coffee, late breakfast, early lunch, and then I hopped onto the stream. So it's been a very chill Sunday, hanging out with all of you. Yay, I was watching your latest live stream today while drawing, and you're streaming today. Love your art so much. Hugs from Hungary. Yay, that was like very serendipitous. There we go. I'm glad that you were able to catch an actual live stream. A live stream while it's live. There we go. Words. Okay, get these buttons. All right, it's nap time. Goodbye. I hope the rest of the drawing goes good. Thank you so much. Have a good sleep. I'm like pretty close to being done, so you got to see most of it. Do you ever go out and draw/paint in public, like sketching at a coffee shop or a sushi bar? I have not done much of that in my time, and I really want to do that because it seems really interesting, but sorry. I've always like admired people and artists who do that because it just seems like such a cool thing to do, to like mix up your environment, and potentially could be pretty inspiring in terms of yeah, just being in a new spot. But I'm really I'm like not spontaneous, I guess. So it's hard for me to commit to doing that, but maybe one day. Maybe one day. How long do you plan on streaming for? Ooh, actually, you know what? I'm actually probably going to finish up very soon because I'm starting to get a little hungry, and we're also like really close to being done here. So unfortunately, I'll probably finish the stream like in a couple minutes. Yes, Tina, if I lived in Canada, I would take you out and feed you sushi all the time so you could sketch in public and get inspired by your surroundings. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. What kind of videos do you like to make the most? I really enjoy the long Q&A videos. I think those are the long Q&A videos or anything related to fan art. Just because it's like the voiceover is so fun for me to do. So yeah, I think those are my favorite. And also I haven't done it in a while, but I also enjoy I've done it twice where my friend and we drew characters from memory. Those were really fun to make because it was just me and my friend hanging out and drawing. I'm sorry I missed it. You should definitely eat. Thank you. How do you manage your time? Was it hard for you getting into finishing pieces in a timely manner? Yeah, time management is tough, especially when you're like totally independent and self-employed. But setting boundaries is really good, and important so that you don't go crazy. For me, I try not to work in the evenings. Like I try to give myself, like actual proper breaks. Other than live streams, I try not to work on the weekends. So yeah, actually like taking time off is important. So that's I think one of my really big kind of takeaways. And like not answering emails after a certain time because, just because I make up my own schedule doesn't necessarily mean I need to be available to answer emails 24/7. Your art is so inspiring and you're so incredibly talented. I do a lot of floral work and portraits. I do a lot of floral work and portraits have always stressed me out, but the way you explain your process has really helped. Yay, thank you so much. I'm glad. Yeah, portraits is always been my favorite to do, and it's always been my comfort place because I've been doing portraits for so long, but I'm glad that I'm able to, in sharing my process, I'm glad that it helps your journey with it. That's good. Food can also affect your mood too, and to be honest, that's mainly why I eat when I do, so I'm less grumpy. Yes, getting hangry is real when you're grumpy and hungry. Definitely real. Why do you have leave so soon, Tina? You're my internet bestie. I try to keep my streams 2-3-ish hours because usually I just get hungry. That's so unfortunately, that's I'm only human. But yeah, I'll definitely have the live up for everyone to watch from the beginning if you weren't here for the whole thing. But yeah, with that, I am going to call it a day. We were able to pretty much get this done, which I'm honestly like pretty happy about. From here, basically what's left is I'm probably going to thicken a lot of the line art and then just do like a touch, little finishing touches. But for the most part, he's like kind of more or less done. So that is the more or less final result. I will definitely post the final thing on Instagram. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me today in the stream. I had a lot of fun. Apologies if I was like a little bit lower energy than usual, just because I've had a little bit of a sleepy day since I had a late night yesterday. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good rest of your day, evening, wherever you're at. And I look forward to hanging out with you in another live stream. I'm not sure when that's going to be, probably sometime in July. I'll definitely make an Instagram post or Instagram stories. Instagram stories is where I mostly make updates about my live streams. And then I also try to post in my community tab on YouTube when I do a live stream. Usually I've been doing Saturdays, but maybe I'll do Sunday. Who knows? But yeah, I had a lot of fun. I have a playlist as well on my YouTube channel of all my live streams if you want to check those out as well. And yeah, bye.